A PLP MP refuses to apologize for laughing at Leslie Miller's abuse remarks. This as Miller makes a donation to the Bahamas Crisis Center. A man charged in connection with the recent discovery of a woman's body, plus Dr. Myles Monroe and Fred Mitchell in the same room after feuding for weeks. We've got those stories and a whole lot more tonight. I'm Bonnie Toot, and NB12 starts now. Topping news tonight, days after Tall Pines Member of Parliament Leslie Miller apologized for saying in the House of Assembly that he used to beat an ex-girlfriend, the controversy continues. In some quarters, there are calls for MPs who laughed at those statements to apologize for being insensitive. But as Candia Dames reports, one MP says he has nothing to apologize for.
While there are some people like Leslie Miller who insist that the media and others should drop this controversy, we here at the Nassau Guardian continue to be flooded with letters and emails from concerned and outraged viewers and readers. In fact, the spotlight is shifting from Leslie Miller to his parliamentary colleagues who sat laughing as Miller spoke of the abuse.
I had a girlfriend like that, but I don't beat. She used to tell me, I ain't love her no more because I do it. No, seriously, I had one like that. I had one.
We know.
She used to tell me.
We know that you're joking with that.
I'm serious with that. I tell I get tired, man. My hand's a little bit. Give me a break.
Leslie, man, no man.
I'm telling you the truth. One thing I don't do is lie.
Today, Picewell Forbes was not in Parliament, so we decided to call him and ask him whether he thinks an apology is in order.
I'm not going to be connected with what happened with Mr. Miller. I'm not going to apologize for nothing because my thing was I was sitting as a member. Mr. Miller made his comment in the open house. Any number of members in the house laugh. All of us all the members of the opposition laugh in front of him. Dr. Minnis and all those will laugh in front also. The cameras happen to be on me. I don't know why I should be singled out.
Well, no, so you're not going to apologize for nothing. Your words, not ours.
What am I apologizing for? I mean, that's the question. I mean, I'm not going to get any good out of the story. What am I apologizing for? Is the question.
Forbes said he and his wife have been hurt by this whole controversy. He then accused the media of entrapment, saying the PLP has few friends in media. In fact, Forbes suggested there are political operatives in media seeking to make the government look bad. While he insisted he had nothing to apologize for, Forbes said he does not support domestic violence.
I do not condone no man beating a woman. I do not condone it. I do not, in no form or fashion. It was not the right thing. What have happened? None of us should have laughed at the way it was done. It happened and we were all spontaneous. That's all I'm saying. But I'm not going to get into this thing with Leslie Miller and this and that. And I'm not going to be falling into that trap.
Just yesterday, another PLP MP, Dr. Andre Rollins, told us that he regretted not taking a stand in the House of Assembly that evening as Leslie Miller spoke of beating an ex-girlfriend. Rollins said that all MPs who were in Parliament at the time ought to share responsibility in this matter. Candia Dames reporting for NB12.
Meantime, Leslie Miller kept his word and donated $1,000 to the Bahamas Crisis Center, which criticized him last week for his admittedly inappropriate abuse remarks. Before visiting the organization's East Street headquarters, though, the Tall Pines MP held up a Scotiabank check made out to the Crisis Center today as he left the House of Assembly. He joked that this is one check that won't bounce.
This is my check on behalf of the Bahamian women who have been hurt or injured by a Bahamian man, which should never take place. And I will continue to help them. I've been helping them all of my life. I'm heading to BC right now to turn on some Mother's Light who are off, those single mothers that I help out every day of my life. And this ain't just started with Leslie Miller. This started from 1982 when I first got involved in politics, and it will never stop as long as breath is in my body. And I assured them of that. And they know that, you know. It's just a couple of them out there who like to hit me for no reason. Them highfalutin ones.
Miller says he spent quite some time with Crisis Center volunteers today and has promised to be their spokesperson in Parliament. This donation comes one day after Fort Charlotte MP Andre Rollins spoke out against domestic violence in a Facebook post and posted a picture of one of his constituents who lost an eye after allegedly being abused by her husband. Here's what the BEC chairman is doing for her.
There's a lady there who apparently was really injured severely. I met the lady in there for the first time. I'm going to assist her with getting a job at BEC. Okay, that will happen. In fact, y'all forget things. The lady I spoke of last year, who got impregnated by her father in Freeport, whose mother wanted her to marry a Dominican fisherman. I gave her a job. She's now at BEC as a happy lady, making over $400 a week. But those things you always forget. You pick one little thing I say, you take it out of character from me, and you beat me in the ground. Please give me a break, all of y'all. Okay? Look at the good I did.
After publicly feuding over the lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender issues in recent weeks, Dr. Myles Monroe and Foreign Affairs Minister Fred Mitchell both found themselves in the lower chamber this morning. The respected religious leader who recently called for Mitchell's removal was invited by House Speaker Dr. Kendall Major to visit the House to distribute his latest book, The Power of Character in Leadership. Mitchell did not get a copy and left the lower chamber to attend a funeral before the speaker commended Monroe for his contribution to national development. However, the Bahamas Faith Ministry's international president says he would love to speak with Mitchell.
I would be happy to speak with Mr. Mitchell. I'd be happy to, meet with him. He's my brother, That's what I would like to do. And I hope that we can do that very soon.
Monroe denied the suggestion he is anti-PLP, insisting no one knows his political preference and no one ever will. However, he says he has the right to speak on certain issues.
Mr. Foreign Affairs and I, we're from the same schools, we're friends. All Bahamians are my brothers and sisters. And your title and your position doesn't make you better than me or smarter than me or more intelligent than me. And I have a right to speak on issues, as you all do, if there's anything that is of concern.
That being said, Monroe says he has great love and respect for the Foreign Affairs Minister.
Because I consider Mr. Mitchell one of the most intelligent. He is one of the smartest politicians, I think, in this country. His record shows that the people who have re-elected him consecutively for many different terms prove that he is also a good servant of the people in his community. So I respect and love him as a brother.
Before leaving the House, Mitchell told reporters he doesn't care how many people Monroe brings to the House, he can take them all on. He also made it clear he did not leave because Monroe and members of his congregation were there.
The last time I feared something was when my mother died. Since that time, I fear nothing. I fear nothing. And anyone is entitled. They have a right to criticize. The only point I've made is that criticism must not be personally directed at me. And if you personally attack me, I will attack you back in kind. Yes. As a promise. As a promise. And I do not care who it is, where they do it, I will come after you. Yes. That's my point. And so my point is, I don't want anything to be interpreted as attempting to intimidate my right of access to this house or my right to speak my piece in this place. I left this house on official duties this morning to go to a funeral to mark the death of a man who paid service, who worked for this country. And it was my responsibility and honor to be there this morning. For nothing else did I leave this house.
And from the courts, a 33-year-old man has been charged with the murder of a 24-year-old woman who was reported missing nearly 2 weeks ago. Dana Smith has the details.
An emotional crowd gathered around Magistrates Court this afternoon to watch as Jamal Sargent, flanked by several police officers, was escorted inside the court.
Onlookers were relegated by police to stand behind metal barricades as 33-year-old Sargent of Hospital Lane arrived for his appearance before Chief Magistrate Joyanne Ferguson Pratt. A few members of the crowd called out to Sargent as he was led inside. He was charged with 1 count of murder. It is alleged that between Saturday, February 22nd and Saturday, March 8th, he did intentionally and by means of unlawful harm cause the death of Nayoshi Adderley. Tearful relatives and friends of the victim sat inside the Chief Magistrate's court as the charge was read. 24-year-old Adderley was last seen on February 22nd and reported missing on March 1st, according to the Missing Persons Report, which was released by police. Magistrate Ferguson Pratt informed Sargent he was not required to enter a plea for the offense, and the prosecution elected to have the matter proceed to the Supreme Court via a voluntary bill of indictment. Ferguson Pratt asked Sargent if he had anything he wished to say, to which he responded, "No, ma'am." He was remanded to Her Majesty's prison until his next court appearance in May. Reporting for NB12, I'm Dana Smith.
When NB12 returns, a UK-based firm conducting a VAT study plus Ministry of Works employees threaten to take industrial action. So stay with us.